Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited. Bristell mistaken for a drone shot at near Murmansk, Russia. EAA calls out FAA for new aircraft testing limitations. Boeing workers hold first strike in nearly 20 years. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Bristell mistaken for a drone shot at near Murmansk, Russia. One of two private aircraft that launched from Apatity Airport near Murmansk in the Russian Federation, with filed flight plans to Arkhangelsk, was apparently mistaken for a drone and fired upon on September 11th. The airspace surrounding the Murmansk and Apatity airports had been closed under a temporary flight restriction due to Ukrainian drone activity. The governor of the region, Andrei Kibis, reported that 3 drones had been shot down during this period, and at about 4 p.m. Moscow time, the TFR was lifted. 2 light sport aircraft had filed flight plans from an airfield near Apatity, a Czech ATAC 321 Feta NG, tail number RA33636, and a BRM Aero Bristell NG5, tail number RA2661 Golf. About 5 minutes after they took off, the pilot of the ATAC Feta reported to dispatchers that something had happened to the other plane and sent a mayday call. The pilot of the Bristell reported that they had taken small arms fire and decided to return to Apatity, while the Feta returned to the airfield where it had departed. Fortunately, the crew of the Bristell never lost control and safely landed with no injuries, and the pilot reported firearms damage to a wing and landing light. After the break, WAI hosts 10th Annual Girls in Aviation Day.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John Kay.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. WAI hosts 10th Annual Girls in Aviation Day. On September 21st, thousands of girls aged 8 to 18 will have the opportunity to participate in Women in Aviation International's 10th Annual Girls in Aviation Day. This highly anticipated event will be hosted by WAI chapters and corporate members in 185 locations across the globe. The Girls in Aviation Day tradition began in 2015 with 32 gatherings that attracted 3,200 participants. Since its inception, the event has grown significantly, reaching over 30,000 participants in 31 countries last year alone. B-29 Dock History Restored Tour returns to Chino in October. The B-29 Dock History Restored Tour will be returning to Chino Airport in California, October 9th through 13th, 2024, for a weekend stop at Yanks Air Museum. B-29 Dock will arrive Wednesday, October 9th, and will be available for ground and cockpit tours as well as flight experience rides throughout the weekend. While it's on the ground, visitors can climb up inside the aircraft through the forward bomb bay door to look around, tour the bomb bay, cockpit, and crew compartments of the historic aircraft. C17 Tailcone Detaches in flight. A Boeing C17 Globemaster III stationed at South Carolina's Joint Base Charleston experienced an unusual malfunction mid-flight around 4 p.m. September 12th. Its tailcone mysteriously detached and landed in a school parking lot, fortunately without causing injury or property damage. The affected aircraft is part of the 437th Airlift Wing. Officials from Joint Base Charleston have confirmed that an investigation is underway to determine the cause of the malfunction. Bulgarian Air Force trainer crashes in airshow rehearsal. A Bulgarian Air Force Aero-Vodohody L-39ZA Albatross went down during rehearsal at Graf Ignatievo Air Base on September 13th. They were practicing low-altitude maneuvers in preparation for the upcoming airshow, which has been called off in light of the fatal accident. Bulgaria took its first delivery of the high-performance two-seater jet trainer in 1986. Since then, it has had a total of 36 in its fleet. Most have been decommissioned, leaving between 4 and 6 in service. The L-39ZA involved in the accident had been recently restored. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. EAA calls out FAA for new aircraft testing limitations. The EAA recently expressed its concern about a new FAA policy that would limit Phase 1 testing operations. The Order 8130.2K is expected to take effect on October 27th. Order 8130.2K cuts down on the number of airports permitted for Phase 1 flight testing. The previous wording stated, quote, "This aircraft may only operate from identified name of airports," end quote, to be filled in by the appropriate inspector or DAR. This enforced no specific cap on the number of airports that could be listed. The new wording allows only one airfield to be listed, though, quote, "a second airfield may be listed with valid justification of a specific flight test or safety requirement," end quote. Phase 1 testing of an experimental aircraft requires ensuring it's able to operate in different environments. With only one field permitted for use, inspectors would not be able to verify an aircraft's performance with various runway surfaces, wind conditions, or traffic volumes. This order is not only needlessly restrictive, but also poses a potential safety hazard, especially in initial testing, where the safety of a flight could be compromised at any given moment. Pilots should not have to worry about getting the aircraft back to one specific location. After these messages, Boeing workers hold first strike in nearly 20 years.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
Flying is my entire life. It's all that I've ever known. I've relied on Hartzell propellers since about 1995. Hartzell means much more than a propeller. It's a relationship. When you hear the phrase built on honor, they care about us as pilots, they care about our community, and they care about the product they build. It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
The legendary BD4-seat program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged 4-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more details.
Welcome back. Boeing workers hold first strike in nearly 20 years. Boeing workers have gone on strike. This follows their 94% vote to reject the manufacturer's proposed contract on September 12th. The 33,000-worker strike is expected to freeze Boeing's operations at its Seattle hub and cause major turbulence to the supply chain. The manufacturer's last strike in 2008 lasted 8 weeks and cost the company about $100 million in deferred revenue per day. With the recent string of embarrassing incidents following the manufacturer, the workers' decision to strike doesn't come as a surprise. Boeing leadership had attempted to cut a deal with the union, which offered additional retirement benefits and a 25% raise over 4 years. However, the original demand was for 40%. As a result, tens of thousands of Boeing's machinists poured into the polls and created a staggering 94.6 majority in favor of rejecting the contract. Though turning down Boeing's offer didn't guarantee a strike, it was pretty obvious where the situation was headed. Workers needed a 2/3 supermajority to begin a strike, 96% voted in favor. Now only one question remains: how long will it last? The strike pushes Boeing's reputation one step closer to the breaking point, marking a rough start for the company's brand new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, who took over the role in August. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!